I'm reading How the Grinch Stole Christmas with my friend AJ.
Hey.
And it was made by Dr. Seuss, and we're going to be reading a short section on why reading is important and how it affects people, but I feel like this is the best way that we could show it. See, now the Grinch hated Christmas the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why, no one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight. But I think the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. And sitting here, AJ, I kind of think about it. If you never learned how to read, would you ever have an opinion?
No, you probably wouldn't. I mean, you might, but...
It'd be a very shallow-minded opinion, and that's what the Grinch has is right here. I mean, I can understand if you don't like Christmas, but hating Christmas and the people in it, it's very shallow-minded and very short-minded opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's why it's important to read. But on to the next page.
But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's. Staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown, and at the warm, lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath. And they're hanging their stockings, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas. It's partially here. Then he growled, with his grinchy fingers nervously drumming. I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming, for tomorrow, he knew.
All the Who girls would make bright and early. They'd rush for their toys, and then, oh, the noise, the noise, the noise. The noise, that's one thing he hated, the noise. Then the Who's, young and old, would sit down for a feast, and they'd feast and feast and feast and feast and feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who beast, which was something the Grinch could not stand the least. And then they do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand together with Christmas bells ringing, and they would stand hand in hand. The Who's would start singing. They'd sing and they'd sing and they'd sing, 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 and all the more Grinch thought the Grinch thought of the Who Christmas sing. The more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I've put up with this now, and I must stop Christmas from coming. But how? Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderfully awful idea.
I know just what to do, the Grinch laughed in his throat, and he made a quick Santa Claus hat and coat. And he chuckled and clucked. What a great Grinchy trick. With this coat and hat, I look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeers are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No. The Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Max. Then he took some red thread and he tied a big horn on top of his head.
Then he loaded some bags in an old empty sacks and ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched up old Max. The Grinch said, get up, and the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Who's lay snoozing in their town. All their windows were dark, quite snow filled the air. All the Who's were dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house on the square, this is the stop, number 1, the old Grinch Claus hissed, and he climbed to the roof, and he bags in his fists.
Then he said down the chimney, Then he set down the chimney, a rather tight pinch. But if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two, where the little Who stockings all hung in a row. The stockings, he grinned, are the first things to go.
And that's where we're going to stop it here.
Okay.
And it's the reason why we actually read this is to show it's important to read, because you can always have a shallow-minded opinion like the Grinch, where he stole everybody's Christmas, and he didn't really steal Christmas, he stole their presents, because Christmas is all about family, friends, and things, and how important it is to read. But the main thing about Christmas and the theme of this entire story is to show that family is important, and it's more or less being together. And really, this is one of the reasons why it's important to read, because all he had was a single-minded opinion full of greed and, greed and hate. Kind of rhymed there. And that's one of the reasons why you should read. And I'd like to thank you if you watch this video. Please go down, if you want to know more about this book, go down to the local library and you'll be able to buy it or check it out. So, thank you for watching.
Goodbye.
And have a good day.